It was a father who just found out not long ago that he was a father of this baby who has been a year in care. So the baby has been about 9-10 months in care, and then he found out, and the case had been in court on and off, and because mom wasn't really responsive. So that was found out. He had a really interesting life. He was from Romania, and he's a protester. Half of the times his telephone wasn't working because the police would take the phone, and then he would not have a phone, or he was up on a tree and or down on a tunnel, and it was quite difficult to get hold of him. He was really a very interesting figure. Sometimes when it's interesting, then father just find, and they are all of a sudden they have a child, and then this guy, we were very, very careful because he could just sort of disappeared, and he was very close to disappear quite a few times because he was scared. He was really worried about all of this, and he didn't have a relationship with this woman anyway. So he just found out, and he had a child. I mean, it's just so. We went to FGC. I mean, we had a long conversations. Anyway, now you're there. You can have your your bit, and then we'll talk about the FGC.
Yeah. So Christina asked me to do some advocacy for this father. And he was, as she said, he was in shock. There were so many moving compartments for him. It was really difficult to kind of hone him in. So he had, like, he's an activist, as Christina said, up the tree. He didn't have any stable accommodation. He didn't really have anywhere to live. There was a lot of things that wasn't really in his favor. So for him, he couldn't contextualize how having a child, how he could have the child, what that would look like. And as well, he just signed a new contract for work. So he was also struggling with that. We worked together for considerable time, to be honest, a few months we was on this case for.
We were very, very patient.
Very patient. It did take some time. And
took some time.
When we went to FGC, like getting the dad in the right mindset was a hard thing to do in itself. He needed time, he needed time and patience, and he needed to understand things. It takes us 9 months to prepare for a child. And then when you actually have a baby, it still feels surreal, He had maybe 2-3 months, to be like, you have a baby and the baby's actually like 8 months. Here, take the baby now, or the baby will go in care. It was all too much. So I think he really struggled with that. And then when he struggles, he kind of goes missing. He literally just goes missing to kind of recalibrate. Christina done a really good job with this FGC because obviously it was a lot of international people were present.
A nightmare.
And it was stressful. I did not envy Christina that day. I said, wow, good job.
It was a nightmare.
Because it was tough. It was tough.
But the best
we
bit of
got disconnected
was,
4 times.
Yeah, the best bit of all was that we were having this conversation with grandmother in Romania. But it wasn't really, it came out to be a really good FGC in the end. And he actually put himself forward. He said, yeah, I want to look after the baby. I want to be going through this. I need A, B, and C. Grandmother put herself as a possible carer as well, potential care for the baby. So they were going to assess her in Romania. And we turned up. He had a sister and a niece who also came to the FTC. So we had quite a few, a few family members. But that was a very good job, Jordel. It was really, really nice. It was really nice, actually, at the end of the whole thing.